Dear students, today we can learn a little bit about the Tala system in Carnatic music. The Tala system in Carnatic music is one of the important aspects. Tala means a rhythmic meter. The importance of rhythm in any form of music is very, very high. In Carnatic music, the number of rhythmic meters are maximum in any form of music. Tala system can be divided. Tala is a rhythmic meter which is usually depicted by or counted by the beats, and it keeps in sync with the melody. So to give it a structure, there are two important aspects that we need to know in the Tala. One is, as a part of the Tala, you need to understand how it's executed and how does one keep up the Tala to the melody. So when you're doing that, you got to remember that you count the beats, and while you maintain it, you place it on your lap and then keep up the beats and sing to the melody. And this is usually in regular intervals, and if it is irregular intervals, then it's again still defined. So you keep track of what is happening. So first of all, to make it very simple, let's go into the simple popular rhythmic meters in Carnatic music. And before we do that, you should understand the important thing which is called the limbs of a Tala, or in technical Sanskrit parameters it's called the angas. We usually, in theory, we say shadangas or 6 angas, which is anudritam, which is kept as a beat. And then you can even put it, just for the convenience sake, I'm putting it in the palm. 1. So this is almost like a clapping. 1, this is anudritam. It's a single unit. Then you have dhritam, which is a beat and a wave. 1 and 2. And then you have dhrita shekaram, which is put as a beat plus another beat and a wave. So an anudritam plus a dhritam makes it a dhrita shekaram. 1, 2, 3. After this, a very, very important anga or part is the laghu. Laghu is represented by a beat followed by finger counts. So let's do that. I'm going to do the most common laghu because you have 5 varieties of laghu. So let us do the most common laghu. A beat followed by 3 finger counts. I'm sure all of you are good in counting your own fingers. So a beat followed by a little finger, then the ring finger and the middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. While you're putting the talam, it has to look very elegant and it has to be very clear too. So you should not camouflage it, or so that it's an experience. Like you hear a music, you tap your feet and dance. You should feel like, the way you put the talam, somebody should feel the energy, the rhythmic sense that flows into the composition or the melody that you hear. So once you do that, it becomes aesthetic and it becomes, the entire energy level is enlivened, it's enlivened. So we can do, like for instance, a beat. Now we're going to do a very common Tala called Adi Tala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it consists of, can you tell what does it consist? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you're right. This is the laghu. This is followed by 1, 2, 1, 2. What is this for? Okay. Any guesses? Yeah. It is 2 dhrithams. 1, 2 is 1 dhritham. 1, 2 is another dhritham. So you put Adi Talam as a laghu followed by 2 dhrutams. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. In other terms, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are no guesses on this. It's 8 counts. It's a very simple thing. So, and the other thing is, when you sing Sarigama Padanisa, it's very easy to sync it with this, simply because 7 notes are Sarigama Padani and you add Sa, it completes the octave, so it has 8 counts, so it's very easy for us to keep Adi Talam to a lot of melody. And it also gives you a feeling, anything which is divisible by 4 is very easy for us mentally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is this 1, 2? I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can keep doing anyways. Is it right to do that way? It's not right, because then you won't have regular intervals. So what will happen is the space between the 2 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has to be uniform. Once it's uniform, then it conforms to a standard. That's when you can do a measurement of the talam. So what we try to do is, what is this gap called as? The space is called as the laya. The laya is a space between 2 given beats, or any space between the talam is the laya. So you have to have a perfect laya. 1, 2, 3. It's universally pervading. Actually, laya is the rhythm itself. So whatever defines the rhythm in music is called the laya. So this is there, universally pervading, it's measurable. So the laya is the actual thing which measures the talam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do faster, but still the intervals are uniform. So that is key. So now once you have this 8 counts, you fix it. The next thing that is important in understanding of the Tala concept is the speeds. So what are the speeds? So there are different tempos or speeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is called the first speed. There is only one beat per, only one syllable per beat. You can have 2 syllables per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you divide that whole thing, or you double it. You double it exactly to get the second speed. So second speed has 2 syllables per beat. It's important for you to understand this, because this is going to govern your understanding of the melodic structure while you sing. So then you can keep up the tala more accurately and it will tighten. So you should practice tala exercises as much as you practice your notes to get better perfection. So let us go for the third speed now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First 2 speeds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again you double it. So the third speed does not consist 3 syllables. It will consist 4 syllables, because you are using the doubling pattern. So it's exactly double to what you started. So 2 was the second speed. The third speed will be 4. So fourth speed will be, yes, it's very easy. It will be 8. The fifth speed will be 16. Sixth speed will be 32. We don't generally use fifth and sixth speed. In compositions, generally we stick to third and fourth speed when it's a kriti or a varnam. But when you're learning a geetam, you do second speed as a start point. But when you're learning your fundamentals or the sarla verses and other things, you start off with the first speed. So it's a very clear progression, taking you stage by stage so that you understand the concept. Usually in kritis, you'll actually have, based on the elongations of vowels, you could transcend anything between first speed, though it conforms to the third speed. There are compositions where you even start off in between the composition. There would be spaces where it is in first speed. There are spaces where it will be in second speed too. So it will transcend between first, second, third, fourth. Very rare phrases where you do, or some of the variations you do sing super fast passages, which will be in fifth speed. Now, once you've understood the concept of speeds, then we move on to this. We call it as, in Sanskrit we call these speeds as kalam, kalas. So you say first kalam, unnam kalam, rendam kalam, to understand it in the jargon. So if you look at something like that in books and don't get confused, it's just the speeds. So once you understand the terminologies in Indian as defined in the musical parlance, you can correlate it with what I'm saying. Then we move on to something called as kalais. This is just an extension of what we are talking. Instead of saying, say for instance, Adi Talam, some of the compositions we might do, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're going to have the fourth speed, sometimes just to make you remember 8, it might be difficult for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you might find it a little difficult or hard to remember 8 in one stretch. So to make it easy, what they'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So you divide it into 2 parts of 4, but you tap 2 times on the same beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. So this they call it as 2 kalais. You are making branches or subdivisions of in the same beat. You could make it into 2, you could make it into 4, you could make it into 8. So depending on the speed that you are supposed to sing. Say for instance, if you are singing a ragam tanam pallavi, there are ragam tanam pallavis at an advanced level where you could even do up to 8 kalais, sometimes more, sometimes 4 kalais. But convention, lot of compositions are there in the first kalai, and there are quite a few compositions which we call it as 2 kalai compositions. Usually the major songs that you choose for or the main items that you choose in a concert, you would see the performer taking a 2 kalai song. So this is a very important thing that you need to understand. This is fundamentally what Adi Talam is all about. And now this 8 we are saying as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But in Carnatic terms, we have something called a defined solfa syllables. Like you have Sarigama Padanisa, you have defined solfa syllables which are used usually by the percussion artists, which will help you understand it better. So when you're singing a Tilana, you use some of these solfa syllables. Or sometimes when you learn a Jatiswaram, you use those solfa syllables. So now let's see what are those kinds of solfa syllables. And I told you about only one kind of laghu. And I told you that there are varieties. Can we quickly do the varieties of the laghu? The first variety was 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Chaturashra laghu. Chaturashra means 4. So this is Chaturashra laghu. The next laghu is 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The first one was 1, 2, 3, 4. But instead of saying as 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to say it as solfa syllables. Ta, ka, di, mi. Ta, ka, di, mi. So 3, how will you say? 1, 2, 3. Can we say it again as solfa? Ta, ki, ta. Ta, ki, ta. So 3 is called as tisram. Tisram. First one is 4, which is Chaturashram. Now, okay, you have 4, you have 3. What is the next? It's very easy. What are these 5 varieties? I told you there are 5 varieties. These 5 varieties are called as jatis.